Are students the products or consumers of the education system? It's not a rhetorical question. After all, how we answer this question as a society will determine what education policies we wish to pursue. Now, let's think about this for a moment. If students are products of the education system, this means they move down the assembly line, the schools and teachers do their work on the students, and they come out well educated. If students are consumers of the education system, well, then this means schools should just plaster up a bunch of menus, and the students, along with their parents, can decide which option from the menus they wish to have. There are two problems, though, with viewing students as products or consumers. The first is that students have no ownership or agency in either paradigm. A product has no say in how it is created. Likewise, a consumer has no say other than the choice that they made. They have no say in how that service is delivered. The second problem is that students have no responsibility in their education. After all, if a product is defective, that's the fault of the producer. In this case, the schools and teachers. If a service is defective, well, that's the fault of the people who produced that service. In this case, the teachers and the schools. Well, if students aren't the products or consumers of the education system, what are they? Well, they are clients in a professional service sector sense, much like the attorney client, the mental health worker client, the physician and patient. In this paradigm, students have agency and ownership over their education and responsibility for their education. Now, let's think about how this would play out. If a physician tells his patient, wow, you've got high blood pressure, you need to lay off the salt, and the patient goes home and refuses to lay off the salt, they come back to the physician and the blood pressure is higher than it's ever been. Well, whose fault is that? Well, common sense would say it's the patient's fault. And yet, time after time in the education system, we place 100% of the responsibility on the schools and the teachers. And as a teacher, this is so frustrating to me because it's based on flawed ideologies. If we view students as clients, we would come up with better answers to numerous questions. For example, how should we evaluate teachers? Or what should the student's role in the curriculum be? And these are longer, in-depth questions that need more time than I currently have, so I will end the presentation for now, and thank you so much for listening.